Ping pong is here.
Ping pong is here. God, man, I love ping pong
Derek
so much.
Landry this year is going to have a blowout season on ping pong.
Derek Landry.
Also looking at Angela McKenzie. She got 2 first names. And
How confident do you like ping pong? Can you
no.
Can you pong? No,
Nope.
you can't do it.
Nope.
Love it. I would sign up for a local tournament and expect a place.
Cool.
Yeah. I would bust my own bracket. Similar to the NCAA tournament that's going on right
Seamless.
now. Which is like, here's the thing. You fill out the bracket every year, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to go to ESPN and read up a little bit about these teams.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter. You're not going to pick the right 12 seed beating the 5 seed, and then you're going to have your team lose that you I had them winning like the next 3. Probably not going to win again. You know what's crazy to me is that there's never once been a perfect bracket.
I've heard. I just saw that as well.
Doesn't it seem like there would have been a perfect bracket in the history of... I mean, how many people fill out brackets every year? At least 100.
Yeah.
No one's ever filled out a perfect one? That's crazy to me.
That's insane. You know what else?
But you
is
win some
insane?
and you lose some, Kevin.
Oh, yeah? And
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for betting on all the madness.
yeah. Even if your bracket is busted, BetOnline has more ways to stay in the action with a free Sweet 16 bracket and live betting on every remaining tournament game.
I like that. It's a bit of a reset.
Yeah.
Because you probably got some wrong
Yeah,
already.
you're
So it's
out.
okay. You can start again. With the largest selection of odds on everything from college basketball to MLB, NHL, and MMA, BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source.
From every Cinderella story to every hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win.
BetOnline, the game starts here.
Here. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for listening to the Dumb Dad Podcast. My name is Kevin. I'm a dumb dad.
And my name is Evan, and I'm a dumb dad. And on today's episode, Kevin kind of has the attitude like, if we're going to sit around and not tell dumb dad stories, then why are we even podcasting?
And on this episode, Evan has a potential breakdown about a potential breakdown.
Oh, man. What if I'd had a breakdown, though? Seriously, think about it. What if I have a breakdown?
Breakdown about the breakdown. Cheers.
Cheers. Woo! Man, what a busy week. And it's about to get worse.
Well, it's going to get better. It's just going to be a bad
Worse
start.
for the better.
We
Yeah,
are going with Undercover Tourist to Disney World. And
So excited, man.
yeah, it'll be fun.
So excited and overwhelmed and not prepared and unpacked.
Yeah, what else is new?
We leave tomorrow. Oh, boom roasted you, but me, us, really all of us.
Should have a button panel here. Boom, 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 roasted. How do you like your coffee? Roasted.
Yeah, not packed. Things laid out less than 24 hours before we're
Are you a bad decision
taking
maker?
a red eye. Am I a bad decision maker?
Outfit decision maker.
No. I got my outfits down. I really was like focusing on like pare it down. Don't bring 8 options for 4 days.
Mm-hmm. You have 7?
No, I have like, what I tried to do is like I packed enough things to literally wear for 4 days.
Mm-hmm. Great. Good start.
Add a day or so in between in case something bad happens.
Yeah, like you
Spill
fall into a
something or
black hole and you got an
yeah.
extra day on your hands.
But really, everything that I'm bringing should be able to go together because I am kind of a mood dresser. I can plan something out and then get up and think like, this is what I laid out. I'm not wearing that kind of thing. So I have to,
I know what you mean, but that
dress
sounded
by the
like,
mood sometimes.
That sounded like such a child. I know what you mean, but it
it's
does sound like a child who has
Yeah.
to get dressed for school.
Yeah, it's wild in here. In
It's
the old
picture day.
brain hole.
It's picture day. I'm not wearing that.
I'm not wearing that. Yeah. I know we talked about it for weeks. I'm not wearing that.
I know I picked it out at the store and I bought it.
So I was trying to give myself like, how many options can I pack in the most minimal possible way for like one carry-on for the whole, one check bag for the whole family.
Mm-hmm.
So I did my best to do that.
Great.
But probably make a couple of last-minute decisions.
Mm-hmm. It'll be fun. We'll
It's
do
gonna be
some
great.
stuff. We're going with
It's gonna be great.
Undercover Tourist. We've been doing some. I don't know if people who were listening follow us, watch, but we've been doing some videos about them. They have really good deals on Disney. They're official retailer. Giving them just a free plug, an
Here's the
additional
thing.
plug.
Yeah, we don't have a podcast deal with them right now. We have a video deal with them right now. But I will say, having like just poked around on the website, and this is legit. having poked around on the website to kind of like see a little bit more about how like detailed they are in their suggestive planning. Because I mean, they work with like Universal and other places as well, right? So, but Disney World, their bread and butter is like so overwhelming because it's like 5 times or probably more the size of something like Disneyland, which can already be like an overwhelming, like, if we only have a day, what do we decide to do? But it's like, man, even if you only have 4 days, which seems like such a short amount of time, I mean, they have more parks than days that we're even going to be there.
I know.
You know, and things to do. So it's so overwhelming. But they have everything from like, what are your likes and interests? What do you like? Fast coasters? Do you like dining experiences? And they can kind of like help you just kind of like tailor it down to at least like, all right, rather than needing to make all the decisions on anything you can possibly do, give me like kind of a game plan that I can then pick and choose from, you know, and they have like crowd calendars and all this stuff, which just, it helps not make it feel so overwhelming. So
yeah, they get a
shout
great
out to them for
setup
that for sure.
And what's funny about that, and they're doing the best job giving us that setup. It's a great setup.
Yeah.
I'm only putting that breathy sentence in front of it.
Where's the but?
Because plan all you want.
Yeah.
Get there and it's all going out the window, or a lot of it, or at least a quarter of it.
But
no, I know it's good to plan. But my point is,
because then you know what you're going away from.
Things
maybe,
go sideways. I mean, last time we went to the parks with our kids together, we were like, we need to find a shadow. We had to like take a break for like 45 minutes because we were like, I think they're gonna collapse.
Yeah, the kids are. Yeah,
this
the kids are
isn't on
gonna
the
absolutely
agenda.
lose it. Yeah, no pressure to like maximize the most amount of fun if your kids are cashed.
What's the thing?
Because then that's not gonna be a fun experience no matter where you go or what you see.
What's the most annoying, stumbling block going to any theme park with your kids?
The most annoying stumbling block, like planning out a trip like this or whatever.
Yeah, it could be anywhere.
It's when you do have kind of plans. We're gonna go do this. We're gonna go do that, and then we're gonna go do this. There's the 3 things. It's gonna kill the next 4.5 hours. We've all decided. We've all talked about it and all agreed. And then somebody short circuits, and it kind of starts to domino effect and ruin everything else. Mm-hmm. Now here's the thing. That's fair, and I will also agree that that's not fair. It's fair because it's like, we tried our best to make the plans, and maybe 1 or 2 of those things, like, I'm really excited about.
Mm-hmm.
And if they start to not come to fruition, that sucks.
Yeah.
It's also not fair because kids cannot power through if that's not in the thing.
Don't apologize for them. I'm not interested.
You know what I'm saying?
And your child.
We're also not here to just completely dunk on innocent children.
I didn't say they were innocent.
When they're like cash and that thing's not going to happen, or or they don't want to be at the dinner that you were kind of excited to be at all day and you went on all their stupid little rides that they wanted to go on. That you're like, no, I wanted to go on the one super fast ride, but no one wanted to go on that, so we're going on all your little rides. But at least I'm going to make it to dinner, and I know they got good cocktails there. Yeah. And then you get there, and they're like, this sucks. I'm bored. I'm not even hungry. And you're like,
cashing out early is
that
a
sucks.
Tough one. I would say,
but also like I get it. It's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I
get it.
I agree with you. I'm trying to bring some.
They
levity.
want the. I see. You want the tea. You want the tea. Okay. Yeah.
I think one that's like, again, I'm with you. It's nobody's fault. It's just funny and annoying. Is when this could be, like I said, anywhere. Could be a theme park. Could be the zoo. Could be wherever. And it's when your kid has to go to the bathroom and you try to go, all right, where's the nearest bathroom? None of them are close. But the closest one is where you just came from. Oh. That's the worst. That's the absolute worst. Where you're like, we have to go back that way. It's much closer than the other ones. And because kids don't communicate, they're telling you when it's an emergency.
It's an emergency, yeah. Yeah. That is such a dad take. We were just there.
Well, because you only have so much of the day before they burn out. So now we go back. We have less of the day.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but that's still a really dad take, and it's so funny to me.
Yeah.
We were just there.
We're just there.
Why weren't we considering?
I asked you. I didn't have to go then. You actually did have to go then. You just didn't listen to your body.
It's in the pitch. Do you have to go to the bathroom? Is 99% of the time a no. Mm-hmm. I'm going to the bathroom. I'll race you there. Right now, you're going to the bathroom.
Yeah. And then they trip and they fall and they hit their knee and they cry and then you forget. They go.
Well,
to the
that's why you
bathroom,
bring Band-Aids
then
and you put them in your pocket. I mean, are
Yeah.
you even prepared for any of this?
Oh, I have a whole sock full. I keep one sock.
Band-Aids in your pocket.
Don't worry. I get the pool ones, so they're waterproof.
He's prepped and ready to go, folks. Yeah, and so I mean, you know, we're going on and on about that the insanity that the trip is going to bring. It's going to be super fun, but even the week leading up to it has been crazy. I mean, we've had like baseball evaluations last weekend. Literally had like 3 birthday parties.
Yeah,
and it just feels like it never ends. And this is going to slide into my dumb dad moment a little bit, but like, man, it just feels like we never. God, this is what a stupid rant. Feels like you never get a break. And you're always
dumb
busy.
Rant.
And you're always got swimming or whatever it is. And maybe it's just that like I'm just so bad at not thinking more than 3-4 hours in advance. Days
so
in
all
advance.
these are surprises to you?
No, I do a pretty good job looking at the calendar at the morning. I know what I have. Maybe it's like the day, you know, looking at the morning, seeing what I have for that day. Sometimes it'll be like, oh, I forgot that has to happen today. But it's not like I can't think of it 2 or 3 days out in advance. And it's a constant rotation of what I know is coming up.
Like, do you wake up in the morning and your brain is just a clean slate? And then you check the calendar and you go, oh, that's today.
More than I want to. Today, my son had an orthodontist consultation because, of course, you know, the running theme of the podcast, which is my son's mouth is just like a constant science experiment for all dentists.
Yeah.
Now he's got his 12-year molars growing in 45-degree angles. So that needs to be adjusted. And
does it?
It's
Maybe
like,
it's evolution.
Dude,
Maybe we shouldn't fight it.
It's, you know, it's the doctor speak, you know. They're growing in sideways, which will probably make it so that they might become impacted, which they could stay like that forever, but they also may become impacted, which would make it so his wisdom teeth don't come in, and now he's got soreness and things happening behind there that really, it's just like, all right, then just take him out, man. You know, like.
Take out his molars?
Take out his wisdom teeth now at 10.
Sure.
So his 12-year molars have a chance to grow in somewhat normal.
Cool.
But it's like, dude, he's 10. This is crazy that we're still... Anyway.
Here's my question.
What I'm saying is, like, that was one of the things that usually I'm like, okay, I got the day locked, talked about it last night, but I'm not thinking like 3-4 days in advance, so maybe I can knock some of that stuff down. And I always feel so, you know, I envy that thought process.
Sure.
And then today was like, I'm talking to my wife, like, here's what we're going to do today. We're trying to get prepped, and I got to do this. I'm going to, you know, and then she's like, and remember, you have the consultation. I'm like, yeah, okay. Forgot about that one. But of course it was on the schedule, so I was fine to do that. But it was just like, I'm thinking the afternoon should be great because it's an early dismissal. By the time I get home, I'll have the whole afternoon until, you know, to knock out all this other, no, we got to go to somebody to tell you owe them more money. Mm-hmm. So anyway, all that to say, I just can't think of it. Like,
do you though? You were talking about birthday parties and stuff. I feel like I'm at the point where it's like it's not running out the clock with my kids, but to a degree, obviously, like part of it is
because they're running out yours.
Well, my thing is like my daughter had swim tonight.
Yeah,
5 to 6:15,
yep.
And I think that's great. I love it every time it comes. I sign my son up for the Child Activity Center at the Y, drop him off, and he's there for an hour and a half.
Yep.
Then I go with her. I bring my laptop. It's me time.
Yeah.
Same thing kind of with like birthday parties. Like I even went to a birthday party where it wasn't me time at all. But I talked to almost no one and I was there for like 4 hours. But it's fine. They're having fun. They're doing their thing. I don't think I mind birthday parties. It's like something to get the kids to do, to go somewhere. I get it jumping on, and I've done it as well. You know, videos and stuff of jumping on like I got 2 birthdays this weekend, but it's also like fills out the schedule.
Here's the thing. Okay, so I'm going to go into my dumb dad moment from this because that's part of what I'm saying. I don't dislike birthday parties. The ones that you go to and you don't really know anybody and it's a stick around, that can be tough sometimes.
Yeah. When
maybe it's a day of feeling like a little bit more of an introvert and I don't want to be there.
I love
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I love how bad I am at talking at those things.
God, some of my friends that like will just go anywhere and talk to anybody at any moment, get into any conversation, and then you know a bunch of people. I just envy that so much. I can be that if it's like if I'm feeling it. But sometimes you're just like, I really don't know anybody, and I also don't really feel like turning it on.
Yeah.
And,
It's worse when you see like the grandmother and she's like, oh, please eat. And you're like, that's all I've been doing to pass the time.
Yeah, that's all I've been doing. All that to say, I don't mind birthday parties for the kids and to get to go see their friends or whatever. What leads me into my dumb dad moment is when you have them stacked upon each other on a weekend. If you don't have any other things you need to be focusing on, that is a great way to waste time, spend weekends not sitting around at home, asking them to get off screens or whatever. That's great.
Yeah.
When it's like the criticism of myself of not being able to think out days in advance is like, today we have 2 birthday parties and an activity at night, and then tomorrow we have a birthday party, and really we should spend the day then working on the yard. Okay, so that's great. But like Disney, like a big Disney trip is sneaking up on you, and at any one of those days, it would have been nice and like smart to like maybe start setting aside some of the stuff you want to pack. Maybe make sure that getting the suitcases out, getting the packing cubes organized a little bit at a time.
Sure.
So you don't run into the situation where I'm at now tonight, which is we're leaving tomorrow. I have things we're going to film some things tomorrow.
Yeah.
Probably write something tomorrow. So like that'll be a portion of the day.
Yeah.
And so the rest of the time of that day that's not dropping the kids off and going to pick them up is like the time dwindles down to like pack for a family vacation and don't forget anything important.
Yeah.
The window narrows and narrows and narrows because I didn't think of it, 3, 4, 5 days ago to kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of did. We had like a Disney pile in the room. This is stuff that I want to bring. My wife's stuff that she wants to bring. Some of the kids' outfits that are Disney themed.
Yeah.
In a pile. But, that's not packing. That's just, here's some essential things. And then not to pile on woe is me, but driving to school today with the kids, I can't get out of like from a stop, gassing it is like, why are we so? I've no oomph to the car. What happened? I have no first gear, second gear. It doesn't feel like I have any torque in the car. Very weird. But I'm talking to the kids and I'm not freaking out. But like I have one of those. I have a car. My Golf Sport Wagon is automatic, but you can switch over to kind of like the fake manual where you switch into like DSG or whatever, and you can kind of like paddle shift your way through the gears if you want. Yeah. So I'm thinking like, I'm with the kids. I'm thinking like, why is this happening right now? But of course, that's when it happens, right? It doesn't happen when you got nothing else to do and a bunch of money sitting around. Yeah. But I'm like, why am I so slow? I switch over to manual and it immediately goes into third gear at a stop. Oh. I'm like, downshift into second? No. Okay, start slow in manual like that. Yeah. Can't get anything. Okay, gassing it up, revving high. Let me get into fourth. Nope, can't. I'm just like in third. So I know that the car is like, we're just in third now. Oh. So I get home and like that's part of my mental capacity today. It's like calling the mechanic and going like, why now? What is happening? And he's like, I mean, listen, man, without even looking at the car, I can tell you it's like, if you're lucky, it's this much, which is a lot. And if it's the worst case scenario, it's you got to do your whole transmission. It's like, and that's a lot. And it was just like, cool. Yeah. Well, I'm taking the family to Disney World tomorrow, so I can probably drop it off at 1. It's just like, dude. And that's, I mean, look, I get it. My wife and I joke about this all the time. It's always something. Today, this is today's something or the current something. So we try not to get too discouraged about that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's just the something that happened in the middle of all this other stuff. And so then now not feeling fully packed and ready to go, that would have been nice to be kind of like ready to go a day and a half early. And all we got to do is really just, all right, I guess it's time. Grab our suitcases, which have been packed in,
Nobody with children our age does that.
I know. I'm
just saying that
but here we are. And so.
Make you feel better.
So we'll go drop the car off at the guy and be like, okay, call me in Florida and tell me how bad it is.
Not to come back for it.
To push it into the lake. So believe me when I say this. I'm not looking for any sort of pity. Woe is me. I'm just saying like the timing of stuff. Just it's like I end up in this feeling of a dumb dad moment when I don't know. It's you can also only plan out so far in advance before like stuff just happens, and it's just like you're kind of on this constant like running constantly feel like you're playing catch up is one of the hardest things I think these days.
I know. I had to wake up at 5 the last 2 days. I woke up at 6 yesterday, but 5 today.
Lazy.
Because of that exact reason, because I kind of just concede when the kids are home. I don't give up, because if they're like, if they have some time, they've been playing for a while, like homework's done, yeah, you guys can go on screens. I'll try to take advantage of that. But a lot of times that ends up you being cleaning the house or getting dinner ready or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I kind of concede on the weekends. It's like, unless my wife can take them somewhere, which she can sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. It's like, I got to get it done during the week when they're at school, which is such a tight window. But it is like, it's just when you got it. Yeah.
It's a tight window, and then maybe you don't think too far in advance, and then the window closes when something happens that you have to address immediately.
Yep.
And then you run into the situation where it's like, oh man, we got to, I don't know what time I'm going to go to bed tonight, but I was ideally going to try to sleep a long time because of a red-eye flight. But that window is disappearing. And I think the window seat is really disappearing.
Are you productive late at night, or can you be productive anytime by yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah?
If I know the window of opportunity is there for me to be productive, and otherwise, if I don't have to be productive, I'll go to bed. But if it's like...
Go to bed or stay up and watch something dumb.
I've actually kind of transitioned now into going to bed, and I'll put something on when I'm tired, but I can fall asleep.
What do you put on?
Watching it.
Like a negligee or just a long t-shirt?
Usually a comfy tee, that I've had for a long time. It just makes me feel
threadbare.
Makes me feel me, But if something is suggestive, and I'll put it on sometimes just for...
She's already asleep.
I'll put on a show and fall asleep to it because I would just rather succumb to
Do you do
just
that?
going to... Yeah.
I don't know.
I know you can't do that.
It's my ADD. I can't.
Yeah.
I know I've said it a million times.
My ADD shows itself in different ways, like not being packed because I'm distracted by everything else around me.
Because the calendar is a
a
gender reveal party to you every single time.
It's really what it boils down to. It's like, mental capacity is a lot unless it's a lot of stuff, and then it's just like flipping channels.
A lot of people
just flipping channels, man.
A lot of people rip off the calendar day to see what the cartoon is.
Yeah.
Yours is like the schedule.
Whoa.
Oh, no. Oh, wow. That's a lot of...
I need to be in a meeting 5 minutes ago.
That's a lot of things. Well, I'm sorry about your car. I hope it...
Hey, man, I'm telling you.
No, it does suck.
It sucks. And I'll probably stand right next to you when I find out how much it actually sucks.
Okay. I'll hold your hand.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll wear something suggestive.
Nope. In the child's...
in a theme park. Probably not going to be a good idea.
Oh, well, my dumb dad moment is brought to you by leading by example.
Oh, what you're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you led him down a sketchy path.
Look, Evan, besides what I've shown with years on this podcast, I'm not perfect, okay?
Kevin, don't do that to yourself.
6 years doing this podcast. I'm not perfect. When
Finally admits it.
When I go number one.
You heard it here first, folks.
When I go number one, I don't always put down the lid. I put down the seat, not an animal.
But you always don't put down the lid.
I don't always wash my hands of toxic people in my life. I've been accused of not putting my best foot forward on OnlyFans. Point is, I'm not perfect. Evan.
I was wondering how long you could go. You probably go for a while. I put on my pants 2 legs at a time. I jump into them.
I put on my pants 1 pants at a time. So anyway,
yeah, but not perfect.
We like the tropes that we laugh about ourselves that we do to our kids. Because I said so. Those kind of things.
Yeah,
life's not fair. Things like that.
I'm sure it didn't grow legs and just walk away.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I've never said life's not fair. Not saying I won't. I'm not gonna. I just told you I'm not perfect.
Well, it's kind of pointless to state the truth, right?
I've done others, and it caught up to me. Yesterday.
Okay.
And it came out of nowhere. And I couldn't help but laugh at it because it was just so drop the kids off at school.
Sure.
And we've had a rainy kind of cold little spell for a minute. Then out of nowhere, because it's LA, mid 80s. Out of nowhere, sunny.
Yeah.
Great. Worrisome. It's March. Can't complain, but I'm a little nervous.
I'm a little bit nervous that summer started in March.
The air conditioner kicked on, and the app was like, do you need to change the calendar? Is this correct?
I'm literally watching like creators online, like some of our mutuals, like still kind of like posting some like snow shoveling content.
Yeah, they're going to get nailed in April.
Yeah.
And we're, anyway,
Yeah.
anyway, we're melting over here. So Monday was just a beautiful day. Great day. Dropped the kids off at school. And then, because I covet that window that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Where I can work while the kids are at school. I work up until the last minute. And this was no exception. And I was just like, I got to go.
Yeah.
So pop my shoes on, walk out the door, walking distance to the school. I walk to the school. I pick up my son. He's funny. It amuses me every time. He will start to walk home.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say it's a coin toss of whether or not he walks home or remembers he has a sister. And that's just not the dumb dad moment. It's just a fun sidebar for me every time where I just go, buddy, we got to get your sister. I think part of it was because when we had that rainy spell, we were picking her up at the front of the school. I think that threw him off a little bit, but it's so funny every time where I'm like, come on, man. So anyway, we go to get her, and she comes out the gate. It's important to state, she's not in a bad mood.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
She continued to not. She came out of school in a good mood, and after this moment was still in a good mood. But it was clear by what she says. She got it from probably me.
Uh-huh.
She just comes out of school, throws her hands in the air, and goes, so should we just throw the scooters away if we're not going to use them? I was blindsided by this. I was like,
Scooters that you sometimes take to school.
we got them scooters for Christmas, and it was a great gift. Get to school so much faster.
Uh-huh.
My son doesn't love them as much, which is why we don't do them all of the time. But he doesn't mind doing it because he understands, to be fair, that like his older sister loves to do it.
Yeah.
It just gets him to school so much faster. It's less like stopping and like, oh, look at this thing. And it's like, how is walking to school? I'm nervous about being late. When like you have to drive and the car's not
5-minute
working.
walk, we left
or
with 20
prep.
minutes to spare.
It's so we're the first time we're late for school. Embarrassing.
I mean, it has to be.
It would be so embarrassing.
You can see it. If you can see it.
Yeah.
I mean.
But yeah, she just throws her hands up. So we should probably just throw the scooters away if we're not going to use them. And I was like,
so it's been.
And
more
it's funny
than, you've said
because-
it more than once. Then
here's the thing. I don't know if and when I've said that, but
Doesn't
but
matter.
it was one of those things. It's like it might have been my wife, but I don't remember her saying that. But it was one of those things where I don't want to
be careful right now.
I don't think a teacher would say that. It was like one of the things where it's like she said it, and then your kid talking back to you always gets a reaction, a physical reaction, and it was just funny. I wish I could take people on the cartoon journey of my body. I was just like immediately like blood pressure goes up, shock, step back for a second, then go. I mean, she got that from you. The first shock of it was like, holy okay. And then it was like, fair point.
I mean, if we're not gonna, it's like, dude, I don't know.
So I guess should we just throw the scooters away if we're not going to use them?
Oh my gosh,
arms up, shoulders.
That is so much attitude.
Shoulders at the ears.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
So much attitude. My son once in a while will like rip off on something like that with like all this attitude, and you're like, wow.
Here's the thing.
Is it me that much?
Yeah. I don't know.
Some of his friends I know are kind of like that. His friends are very dramatic. They're very dramatic around each other. So I think it's a little bit of that too. She might, it might be.
She dabbles.
The phrase might be something you've said, but like sometimes the attitude is like, listen, I know that once in a while it's like, well, I reared out a little bit too far. I need to apologize. But like just straight up fierce attitude as a first response to things. It's like, I know that is not common practice around the house from the both, parents.
Same. And that's what's funny about it. I will say sarcasm, which probably aided in this comment, is very common in our house.
Yeah,
and
very common in our house as well.
Our daughter is very good at sarcasm.
Yeah.
And it's funny because one thing I will credit her for, she's very funny in general, but one thing I'll credit for is she'll sometimes go too far.
Uh-huh.
And
well, she's learning.
And what's great is she never gets in trouble for it.
Yeah.
You just go, just a little hand on the arm and go, that one was too far. And she's like, get it?
Yeah. That was, that'll lose you a couple friends.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, whoa. Look at your foot. Yeah, there's a line there.
Yeah.
Move it back.
It's actually behind you. Turn around.
Step back.
You jumped it. That's pretty good, buddy.
I also love that it's not donate them or give them away. Let's just chuck these 3 months.
It's common practice.
These
by the way.
3-month-old scooters in the trash. No, if we aren't going to play with them, nobody gets to play with them. Take all the screws out first.
Did you troll her so hard the next day that you showed up on your scooter and say, like, you didn't actually ask me to bring yours? So
I know. My brother said the same thing.
Did he really?
Yep.
What a funny guy. Funny guy. Should we read a user submission?
Please.
Dumb parent moment?
Guys, if you want to write a submission, we'd love to read it. You can email us, dumbdadpod@gmail.com, or you can DM us on Instagram. We're @thedumdads. What do we got?
We got a resubmission. Once in a while, we say, like, please, if we didn't read it, resubmit it. We will read your submission. So
yeah,
thank you. Appreciate it. This is from Glenn. It says, Dear Dumb Dads.
Hi, Glenn.
Thank you, Glenn, for sending this in. Dear Dumb Dads, thank you for all that you do for us dumb dads. You make me feel seen. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
As a self-proclaimed dumb dad, I recently had a moment that perfectly embodied my title. I had this genius idea of attaching multiple strands of clear tape across the hallway with the intention of turning it into a sticky wall for my 2.5-year-old son to throw balls at.
Clear tape.
Yeah, like probably packing tape is my guess.
Against the wall or over the, blocking a doorway?
In our hallway. Probably like across the hallway. Yeah, blocking the hallway.
Great start. Clear tape.
You ever do that prank on somebody?
I haven't.
Put a clear, you do it at work, like put a clear strand or two across, like at about eye level out of the bathroom. Mm-hmm. It's hilarious. And the people that get it done to them, they think it's so funny.
It's their favorite.
Yeah, it's their favorite. And if you add a cup of water to it, laughs for all. Little did I know, this would be a classic case of Dad Fails 101. Filled with the excitement and determination, I meticulously measured and attached each strand of tape, envisioning the epic fun that awaited us.
Great.
Finally, after what felt like a lifetime of preparation, which was probably just 10 minutes, I proudly walked towards my son to reveal my grand creation. I was like a tape-wielding superhero, ready to impress him with my innovative dad skills. But as fate would have it, my excitement got the best of me. In my proud march toward my son, I completely forgot about the tape barrier I had just constructed. With a confident stride, I walked right through it.
What? I don't understand.
I lost my place.
Oh my God.
He just put it there.
And you're there to explain it.
Oh my God, I gotta catch my breath. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Like a clumsy superhero caught in his own trap. And let me tell you, the tape stuck to me like a second skin.
Oh, God.
Just as I was trying to process what had just happened, my wife chose that exact moment to make her appearance. Picture this. Me, covered head to toe in tape.
Oh, my gosh.
Looking like a walking art installation gone wrong, and my wife standing there with a mix of concern and amusement on her face. Of course, she immediately questioned my sobriety, attempting to salvage...
Question my sobriety.
attempting to salvage what was left on my ingenious plan. Meanwhile, my son, oblivious to the chaos unfolding around him, threw 3 balls at the tape and promptly returned to watching his beloved show, Stinky and Dirty. Great show, by the way. It was just as if my grand creation had been reduced to a mere blip in his toddler universe. And there you have it, another classic dumb dad moment in the books from Glenn.
Glenn, that's great.
Owner, MySom, WSET, CWAS, certified sommelier.
Oh.
So the sobriety question was pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Were you studying before this contraption was conceived?
God, I wish and
Dude,
hope your wife got a photo. Just whip that phone out, get the photo. Doesn't matter if they're mad. They might laugh later.
And it doesn't matter if they don't, because we would have if you had sent it to us. That
That's
is
amazing.
so funny that he spends so much time working on this thing and then walks right through it.
That's the parent of a toddler. He's exhausted.
He's
so tired.
Throws 3 balls at it to try to get him to stick. Man.
Get through it.
Stinky and dirty.
I don't get it. And walks away.
Yeah. My dad is a wild card.
Yeah. Maybe I'm too young. Maybe this is on me. All right.
Oh, my God, dude. Thank you, Glenn.
Thank you, Glenn, for sending that in. That's where we're going to leave it. We'll talk to you guys when we get back from our trip. Thanks to Verdú on SoundCloud for the music of this podcast. And as always, to my lovely wife, Annie, for editing this podcast. Evan, send us out with a joke.
I'm going to adapt this. Immediately after when I get home, I'm going to write this on all the underwear I bring to the park because it's important, Kevin.
I don't like it.
Why should boxers have TGIF written on the inside of their shoes?
Why should all boxers... So you said underwear and you threw me off because then I was thinking of boxer briefs.
Yeah.
Why should all boxers have TGIF inside their shoes?
Yeah.
Why?
Toes go in first.
Boxers?
Yeah.
Because they get punched?
I don't know. It's so stupid.
Or are we talking about the dogs? Because they wear footies. And they don't have toes. They have paws.
When you tell a dad joke...
Or is it somebody who makes boxes?
It can't open Pandora's box of more questions. Which is what that does. You see what I'm saying? So it's no
we're in the second part of our podcast.
A joke about boxers deserves a punchline.
That's
the best I can do for you.
Punchline.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Goodbye.
That's enough for that. Bye.
Welcome to the world, little one. Welcome to life.
How do I stop this?
The Dumb Dad Podcast is proudly presented by Bet Online.